We tested 5 golf balls, ranging from about $35 to $55 a dozen. And guess what? The ball that delivered the absolute best mid-handicap performance wasn't the most expensive one. Welcome to this explainer where we're throwing out the marketing hype and using hard data to find the absolute best option for your game.
Yeah, you read that right. The most expensive ball lost. Look, if you're a 12, an 18, or 25 handicap and you're still just blindly grabbing whatever premium tour ball your buddy plays, man, there's a very good chance you are leaving distance, control, and frankly, a lot of money on the table.
All right, let's dive right into this lineup. We're breaking down the 5 best golf balls for mid-handicappers in 2026. We've got the Srixon Q-Star Tour, TaylorMade Tour Response, Callaway Chrome Soft, Bridgestone Tour B RX, and the Titleist Pro V1. Now, we aren't just looking for the longest ball, or even the spinniest ball. No, we are hunting for the sweet spot. We want distance off the tee, enough wedge spin to actually hold greens, a great feel off the putter, and a price tag that doesn't make you wince when you inevitably rinse 2 in the lake.
To find that sweet spot, we ran these contenders through a super strict testing protocol. We measured driver performance, 7-iron launch and spin, wedge control, putting feel, and real-world value. And the most important part of this whole thing, the baseline swing speed for our main test was set at 92 miles per hour with the driver. That's not tour speed, it's not beginner speed. That is real, everyday weekend golfer speed.
Now, before we actually rank them, let's talk about the background physics for a quick second. A mid-handicapper just doesn't need the same ball as a scratch player, who finds the dead center of the face all day long. You need a ball that protects you on mishits, and that comes down to 2 main things: cover material and compression. You definitely want a urethane cover for greenside spin. And you need the right compression, which is simply how firm the ball plays. See, if your swing is under 90 miles per hour, a super firm ball feels dead, almost like a rock. But if you're over 95, a super soft ball can feel a little loose, kind of mushy. We're looking for that perfect balance.
All right, let's kick off the countdown and look at the data. Coming in at number 5.
The Titleist Pro V1. Now look, yes, the Pro V1 is still an absolutely excellent golf ball. It's a 3-piece ball with a soft cast urethane cover, playing at roughly an 87 compression. On our 92 mile per hour driver test, the Pro V1 produced some really impressive driver spin, right around 2,550 to 2,700 RPM. So why is it sitting at number 5? Well, because for a 14 to 25 handicap, you're paying for performance you simply might not use. If your contact moves around the face a bit, the firmer feel and premium price just make it a lot less forgiving from a value standpoint.
When we look at the raw wedge spin data, the Pro V1 averaged a massive 8,700 to 9,300 RPM on clean 50-yard shots. I mean, it obviously excels here, but if your contact is inconsistent and you're losing a few balls every round, paying $55 a dozen for spin you can't consistently activate, it just doesn't make sense.
Okay, let's move down the list to number 4.
The Bridgestone Tour B RX. So this ball is purposely built for players swinging under 105 miles per hour with the driver, which covers the vast majority of mid-handicappers. It features a softer compression profile and a nice urethane cover. In our testing, I gotta say, this was one of the most confidence-building balls of the bunch. It didn't feel clicky, it didn't balloon up in the wind, it literally just wanted to fly straight.
Now, the data reveals a really interesting trade-off here. While it flies incredibly straight and is super easy to launch off the driver with strong carry distance, the wedge spin sits a bit lower, right around 7,600 to 8,300 RPM. It's plenty playable, don't get me wrong, but if you're a player who heavily relies on checking your short irons fast, you might find yourself wanting just a little more bite around the greens.
All right, we're halfway through our list, and I gotta tell you, the ultimate winner might really surprise you, so definitely stay with us. Coming in at number 3, the Callaway Chrome Soft. Honestly, this is arguably one of the safest recommendations in golf for a mid-handicapper. It's a 3-piece urethane ball with a really soft feel, sitting right around a 75 compression. It gives you strong ball speed and a beautifully balanced flight. At 92 miles per hour, our driver spin was right in that perfect playable window of 2,600 to 2,800 RPM.
It also felt way softer off the putter and delivered excellent wedge spin, hitting roughly 8,200 to 8,800 RPM. So the crucial point here is this: it's a fantastic, really balanced performer. But we have to compare that great feel against its premium price tag. Depending on where you shop, you're often paying near premium prices for these, and honestly, that is the only reason it was kept out of the top 2 spots.
Hitting the number 2 spot in our countdown.
The TaylorMade Tour Response. I actually like to call this the ultimate mid-handicap cheat code.
This is for the player who really wants that high-end urethane spin, but absolutely refuses to pay the Pro V1 price tag.
Let's look at why. It's got a 100% urethane cover, but a much softer compression, sitting right around 70. This makes it incredibly playable for swing speeds from 80 to 95 miles an hour. It gives you a nice high launch and strong carry with the driver, with spin right around 2,500 to 2,700 RPM. If your current ball is a cheap, rock-hard distance ball, and you want your first serious upgrade to help hold greens without breaking the bank, this is it.
And now, for the overall winner of our test, the Srixon Q-Star Tour. Guys, this is the ball that hit the sweet spot better than anything else we tested. It's a three-piece, urethane-covered ball with a compression right around 72. Srixon designed this thing specifically for moderate swing speed players who want tour-style control without needing tour-level speed. That is the exact, literal definition of the mid-handicap window.
But hey, don't just take my word for it. Let's pull back and look at the overarching lab data test to see exactly how this builds our case. Remember, our ethos here is simple. Data, not opinion.
First up, let's look at the driver carry distance at 92 miles per hour. Notice this incredibly tight grouping in our testing. All 5 balls stayed within a realistic carry window of about 218 to 225 yards. The Pro V1 and Tour Response were slightly longer on perfect strikes, but the Q-Star Tour and Chrome Soft were right on their heels. The gap between the absolute longest and shortest balls was only 5 to 7 yards. That's maybe 1 club difference into a green at most.
Now for the ultimate validation data. When we compare wedge spin directly against retail price, yes, the Pro V1 won the absolute raw spin category at around 9,000 RPM. But look at this. The Q-Star Tour delivered an incredible 8,400 RPM of spin for just about $40 a dozen. It completely dominates the value category. It gives you enough spin to play real golf shots, hop once, and stop, without zipping backward off the front of the green. So, what's the big takeaway here? Well, for mid-handicappers, choosing a golf ball is all about minimizing trade-offs. The Q-Star Tour gives you roughly 90 to 95% of the performance of those premium tour balls, but for significantly less cash.
Our verdict is clear. If your driver's swing speed is between 85 and 95 miles per hour, and you want distance, control, feel, and the absolute best overall value, buy the Srixon Q-Star Tour. It perfectly nails the mid-handicap sweet spot.
Before we wrap up this explainer, I want to hear from you. What golf ball are you playing right now? Drop the ball name and your handicap down in the comments, and let's see if it actually fits your swing speed. Oh, and keep an eye out for our next breakdown where we're putting the Kirkland signature right up against the Pro V1 to see if a budget ball can really compete. Spoiler alert, the data made the expensive ball look very uncomfortable.